Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Father's Day to you and yours. I hope that you have an amazing day and thank you so much for all that you do. I love my father and it's a really awesome experience to be able to really honestly just be able to say that. So I'm confident and comfortable in saying that. I hope you are too. Happy Father's Day to you once more. So we're going to take a look here at Ethereum, of course. Big surprise, you clicked on the link that said Ethereum. So we're just going to go ahead and take a look, help understand best practice and big picture and see what's going on because we saw some pretty interesting behavior yesterday from Bitcoin. And of course, Ethereum followed some suit there. So we'll take a look at that and much more. If you are new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. Love teaching people to trade. Really hope you can learn something here today. And want to become a better trader? CryptoCache.tech is a website. I offer a trading academy, community, and signal group. A lot of people are coming over there right now to try to learn as much as they can while we're in this downtime. In other words, market's literally going down, and the best thing you can do is practice and become a better trader. So that's what my academy does, and I also send out signals for every single trade that I take. Make sure you understand that. So let's take a look here, of course, with Ethereum. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but it looks very identical in a lot of ways to Bitcoin right now. Its behavior is slightly amplified. Bitcoin was down 12% yesterday, and Ethereum was about 18%. So you could argue there's about 1.5% or 1.5x of Bitcoin for the moment. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the key indicators here that are kind of telling us that we may or may not see a reversal. Okay. So first of all, RSI well under 30. So just keep in mind when the price comes back up, and we should see that resistance level formed maybe at about 1250 or perhaps even 1100. Those will be some areas that we want to pay attention to. So in other words, with 30 on the RSI getting closer, that implies we're going to face some resistance here soon. And it would make sense to see resistance right at the level in which we saw the price plateau and or bottom out, right? Because again, previous support level established as a new resistance level. So we got to expect 1100 as a round number, 1090, to essentially be a resistance level here soon. Okay, so we'll see here in a little bit if it can pass that plane. Now it's the same thing with Bitcoin right now as well, trying to break above 20,000. If it can, and we can close soundly above 20,000, then we might actually get a short squeeze, and things might kind of push the price action higher to allow us to break through this plane here for now. Okay, but at the moment, we can expect right around 1090 to be a strong resistance level. It's looking like it's going to happen. Again, no guarantees, but for the most part, you can only test a level for so long before it breaks. And this is tested it only once or twice here so far. So the likelihood of it holding is higher, if that makes sense. Okay, so again, Ethereum's definitely looking like it wants to, I wouldn't say struggle more, but it doesn't look like it wants to break that level unless Bitcoin can close 20,000 or higher. Pay attention to Bitcoin. I covered all that in my previous video. I cover Bitcoin every day, so if you're curious about that, be sure to check that out. Taking a look at the 4 hour though, we can see also another line in the sand here. We got this strong resistance level at right around 1090, or we could just say round number 1100. It's right here synonymous though with 50 on the RSI, if you see that here, which is interesting because the simple fact that 50 on the RSI commonly works as a resistance level or support depending on which side you're on. So we can expect that to be a resistance level. We could also experience maybe a cup with a handle, another retest, so to speak. Smaller time frames, we're actually seeing that cup and handle pattern formed on Bitcoin. So there is potential for a breakout to the upside here with this retest of that level a second time. Okay, but for now, right now, it does look like the price wants to continue to progress higher. We just got to get through this key level resistance. So we've got a couple of strong resistance levels so far on that in that regard. Good news is we're up over the 20-day SMA here. That doesn't matter too much because we're still underneath the 20-day SMA on Bitcoin. So once again, no guarantees there. I would feel better about the price action if it's above this level here, which is a 50-day SMA right around 1070 at least. Okay. So again, we're in some positions here where we could see some retests of some levels, but it being a weekend, it's kind of weird because of a slower market, so to speak. Even though we've had more volume than usual this weekend, it's still a weekend. We got to respect the fact that there's no traditional big hedge funds, so to speak, in here manipulating the market. Even though there's plenty of manipulation based on liquidity. I covered that yesterday too with Bitcoin, where the Bitcoin dominance is descending still. It's still coming down, and all the altcoins were red. So it really just tells us that there's low liquidity, and the reason why the selling pressure was so high is because there was no buying pressure until it got to about 17,500. Then it ramped back up to 20 like we're seeing now. So again, a handful of little things, but with low volume, low liquidity, you can experience some unique shifts in momentum, which we saw here recently. So taking a look at the 1 hour, we can see Ethereum wicked all the way down to about 880. We opened a short position right around 940, 950, and we're still holding. And the main reason why is because Bitcoin hasn't broken 20,000. That should be a key level resistance. I have a strong feeling we're going to see that work as a resistance level for a little while. Okay, now that we broke down below that key level support, we're kind of in, I wouldn't say no man's land, but we're almost in price discovery because there's such low volume between 14,000 and 19,000 for Bitcoin that we're kind of in this free range for the moment. So I'd be surprised if we broke above 20,000, but it could possibly happen. And what that basically just means for Ethereum is that we need to break above 1090, okay? More so 1100 would be a nice clean close above that. Today would be a good start. But I would still be cautious in taking a long position because Ethereum and Bitcoin, they do look like they want to get rejected at that level and are more likely to bleed out over the next few days. We'll see here soon. But once again, these profits are going to be taken soon. You got to understand, a lot of industry leaders got in at this lower price point, and right now with the price going up like this, there's a strong chance they're going to reject it at that key level resistance. That's just, again, what it kind of feels like. Is that a guarantee? No, definitely not. But for the most part, we see more information here telling us that we're more likely to stay below that level than to break above, just based on a lot of key level resistances holding in place so far. Taking a look though here at the cloud, we can see we are breaching the cloud, and normally this is a good buy signal. So just keep that in mind as well. You can totally, get in here and essentially take a long position. You could totally do that. And there's a strong chance that it could very well increase, but it's equally as probable for the price to come back down. Okay. In other words, what I'm getting at here is with the cloud, when you break through the cloud, you want to make sure it's a strong break and a clean break. This just peaking up above and kind of hanging out there, Bitcoin's doing something very similar right now. It's one of those things where we have to kind of slow down and make sure we wait for confirmation. So wait for 2 or 3 more candlesticks before taking entry. You'll be thankful that you did later. In most cases, unless you get a strong clean break, then you're going to be in a position where you kind of wish you'd waited. Okay, again, at least that's happened to me plenty of times. All right, so bottom line though is that the Ichimoku Cloud is telling us we got a green light on all areas here, but that's never the only reason to take entry. Once again, we got to get over those key level resistances. So to me, confirmation would be waiting until the 1-day candlestick closes today above 1100. Furthermore, I'd also like to see those key level resistances on the RSI be broken as well. I want to be back up over 30 on the RSI on the daily, up over 50 on the 4-hour. These are things that we really need to kind of hold in place, because for right now, even if, no matter how great this little trend looks, we're still making lower lows and we're still making lower highs, okay? So until that trend is broken, there's no reason to get excited. That's what I just want to drive home here today. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at there. Not much else to really note. We don't need to go in circles. Really, just keep in mind, waiting for confirmation, I would say, is probably the most appropriate thing to do at this point. And if you are, again, considering becoming a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site. Check that out, link in the description below. Be happy to help you out there, of course. Had a lot of people actually coming to me recently for help with, becoming just generally a better trader. I cover a lot of emotional intelligence and things that are really important that not a lot of other folks do cover. So I think it's important to recognize that. So check that out in your own time. If you are military or live in a third world country, let me know. Be happy to help you with the discount. Only use the contact information in the description below. That's the only way to contact me. I'll never direct message you or solicit you. Thank you all so much for joining me here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Once again, happy Father's Day to you, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.